Another pretty common visual effect that you might want to add to either an image on a layer or the whole image itself is a border. Maybe a white border around these particular 4 thumbnails here, or maybe a black border around the entire outside edge of the background image here. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and click on the Dahlia layer to go ahead and select it. And again, at the bottom of the layers panel is the little effects icon, and I'm going to choose stroke. It doesn't say border here, but it will go ahead and use the stroke effect to create the border around this particular layer. You'll see the default color is black and the default size is 3 pixels. I'm going to go ahead and make the size a lot bigger, say maybe 20 pixels. Okay, looks good. 21 right now. I'm going to go ahead and use my down arrow on my keyboard just to take that down 1 pixel. And you'll see that the stroke is being added to the outside of the image, in this particular case the layer. And you'll see that by default the outside position setting means I'm going to get a rounded corner effect. Now I don't want rounded corners, I want nice sharp crisp corners. So to do that, change the position from outside to inside. The stroke goes the opposite direction, and because it's doing that, it's keeping the corners nice and crisp. All right, so black is the default color. I'm going to go ahead and click on the black color chip and go ahead and choose white by clicking in that color picker there. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And now if I decide that these are the settings that I'm going to use most often, so the default size was 3, the default color was black, but if I find myself constantly zeroing in on these particular attributes, there's an option here where you can say make a default. If I click that button, the new default settings for the stroke effect in Photoshop CS5 will be a 20 pixel stroke set to the inside so I get sharp corners, and the default color will now be white. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Let's go ahead and click on the tulips layer, and let's go back to the effects icon at the bottom of the layers panel. We'll choose stroke again, and you'll see it'll automatically open up with those new defaults that we'd saved earlier by clicking that make default button. So pretty handy productivity tip there. Just dial in the settings that you like. Well, maybe I don't want the default color of color overlay to be red, let's say, or the default stroke color to be black. So you have control over changing the defaults there. Go ahead and click OK, and now they look exactly the same. So if I wanted to add a stroke to the overall outside image, I'm going to go ahead and click on the option 1 layer. And again, I'm going to go back to the effects icon, choose stroke. And again, it's going to default to 20 pixels and color of white and position on inside. If I want to change this one particular version to be black on the outside edge, we'll go ahead and click on the color chip there, make it black by clicking on the black part of that color dialog. Go ahead and click OK. Click OK again, and there's the final result. So a black border on the outside and a white border on the inside of those 2 images there.